Hi everybody. Today, I'm gonna be saying. Today, I'm gonna be playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I have played this once before, but it has been a lot of time since I've played it. So, oh my God, we're playing Doki Doki Literature Club today. Cause I like anime, especially anime girls. Hey! See an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms like in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Because that girl's Sayori, my friend and my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'll never see yourself making today, but it kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this. I'm not good looking at the screen. But starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's gonna chase me after, if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and I sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Huh. I overslept again, but I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about annoying me. I'm not giving the voice to these characters. You can't make me. That's mean, Micah. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine. But you did wait for me after all. Yeah, I guess you don't have it in you to be mean if you don't want to. Whatever you say, sorry. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Micah, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't really been looking either. That's not true. You told me you'd be wanting to join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Hold on, I'm gonna put on my hoodie. Alright, I'm back. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. I was talking about how I'm worried that you wouldn't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. I don't remember what NEET is, hold on. I'm not very smart. NEET meaning. Not an education, employment, or training. Alright, bud. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. Something. I'm lost in the supermarket. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least keep my promise that you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I'll even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to erase her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. We're at school! Just school day is as ordinary as ever. And it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me, even if it's gonna make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah. There's no way I'm gonna join your club. Meanie. Sayori's vice president of literature club. That's so cringe. Imagine being in the literature club. Anyway, not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it'd be fun to help. Because she thought it'd be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show any interest after the one who had proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday that I'd bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned this all out. I let a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yay, let's go! I can't believe I'm fucking playing this game. And thus marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. W. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everybody, the new member's here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Oh my god! Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, Micah, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. Our world escaped me in this situation. Women! This club is full of women. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. With the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear, and thus turns back towards the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. This is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Okay. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like her. Holy shit, it's fucking Sakaki from Azumanga Daioh. Ah, well, it's nice to be both of you. I have a really stuffy nose. Hold on. Okay. And it sounds like you already know Monica. It's great to see you again, Micah. Monica smiles sweetly. I feel like someone's about to walk in. I have like a sinking feeling that someone's about to come in. Mana was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. I'm gonna lock my door. I can't be caught playing this goofy odd game. I wouldn't be caught dead with this on my screen. Basically, completely out of my league. Me for real, bro. I have a girlfriend, so it doesn't really matter. So, having her smile at me, it generally feels a little... You too, Monica. Come sit down, Micah. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey! I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. And how about I make some tea as well? I'm gonna give her a little bit of a voice because she seems like the kind of person that wouldn't talk like me. The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room, where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Next, Tuesday proudly marches to the back of the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! I don't even know how to say that. Okay, I'm probably gonna get caught I'm gonna get, like, caught out of context saying I'm not even gonna say that. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen of white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. I'm fucking eating them right fucking now, just like yours. But the whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate we used to make ears. W. So cute. I had no idea you're such good at baking, Natsuki. Well, yeah, no, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first, then Monica, I follow. It's delicioso! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around my fingers, looking at the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki's quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. She's waiting for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. That thing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. What are you thinking of me? It's not like I haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did, so Sayori said. Well, maybe. But not for, you. Dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Me when I dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. I can't read today. She carefully places the teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. Keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess so. I guess? Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri just trying to impress you. That's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. Me too! I'm glad. Yuri smiles faintly to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So what made you consider literature club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged in here by Sayori. Can I, auto? I'd like to auto. Oh. That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to keep the club fun and exciting for everybody. I'm gonna actually turn off auto. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the other major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, holy shit. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. If it encourage others to get into literature, I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica is really great. It really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow in this club before we graduate. Right, everybody? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! I'm gonna kill myself right fucking now. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such determined girls. Jesus Christ. Monica must have really worked hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they're so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Monica, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering about how little I've read in these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I'm gonna fucking shoot myself. I don't read manga. The only manga I read is Ozymandias. And I don't really read Ozymandias that much. I have a copy of it, but I might have quietly myself. Half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Holy shit! It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? Spoke without thinking after Yuri's sad smile. Hold on. Text speed. Let's see if there's PYC. Yeah, I love that Russian is the only one in different font. But whatever. Probably because it used a different alphabet. But like Korean and Japanese were different. Korean and Japanese were pretty much the same. C and C. I think that's Japanese. I don't know. I don't fucking speak. Or is that Japanese? I think this is Chinese regular, and this is Chinese. I think this is Chinese simplified, and this is Chinese regular. If I'm not mistaken. Hold on. I'm getting on like a full rant about it. I spoke without thinking of shoes. Oh. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces to the rim of her teacup with a finger. The words are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling such a good story, it's telling a good story. It's such a foreign world is equally impressive. With my like speech impediment, I cannot do visual novels. Like I cannot read visual novels aloud. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid, and since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. You know, but I like a lot of things. So we just leave psychological elements that are used, blah 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 blah. Is it amazing how a writer can be so deliberate, can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you off for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Holy shit! I read a horror book once. I definitely grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might have been having a conversation with a rock. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's diabolical. Really? I would have expected that, Yuri. I wouldn't have. Really, I wouldn't have had. What the shit? Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. What the fuck just happened? For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if the story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really cannot put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look around the world, only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Why? What's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darted over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write out cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give it back! Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, plosives. Everything to you is just as cute as you are. Sayori slides up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not that cute! I just said that like the loudest I could ever say it. People probably heard me. Why do I do this to myself? This is for content. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. Avert your eyes, children. You wouldn't like them. That was actually good because I burped right after I said... Hold on. Not a very confident writer yet. Sharing that level of writing. I just said boobies in the... Sharing that level of writing... Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Okay, Mr. Philosopher. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have any writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe you share some of your work with you, blah, blah, blah. I guess same for you, Yuri. I want to read everybody's poems. I'm going to read nobody's poems. I hate poetry. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everybody. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we can share them all with each other. That way everybody's even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now we have a member, I think it'll help us all get a little bit more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of our club. Yo, am I talking too fast? I should probably slow down. Isn't that right, Micah? Monica smiled warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now we are back to the original topic of me joining the club. I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind since the entire time. I never said I wanted to join this club. Hold on, is it like a... I never said I wanted to join this club. Sorry, I may have convinced me to stop by, but I haven't made any decision. Still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. But I'm sorry. I thought. Micah, you all. Oh wait. Oh, they give me the most time. Hold on. No. Let's see how fast I can do it with you all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear law? What the fuck? Right. Alright, I decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yay, I'm so happy. Sorry, wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Holy crap, bro. Hey! Really did scare me for a moment. But if you really just came for the cupcakes, I'd be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Alright, everybody. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Remember, tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. What the fuck just happened, bro? Monica looks over at me once more. Micah, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Micah, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayuri and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed for after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the two girls. Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, of course, Monica. Would I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to go closer to one of these girls. Alright! See to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. A, oh, hey ho, A, oh, whoa, woo, woo! I'm gonna look up how to write one for Yuri. Best words for Yuri DDLC. Crimson, desire, anxiety, contamination, blah blah blah. Okay. Alright, I have this list up here. Okay. We got special vital. Oh, I just got a notification. Serum is gaslighting. It's crazy. Anger? Question mark? Alright. We have special treasure, uncontrollable vitality, anger, analysis, cute, twirl, flower, and anime. Analysis, yes. Okay. Vertigo? Yes. Suicide. Existence? Oh, no. It says aura. Nice. Good for Yuri. Landscape? Wasn't landscape one of them? Yeah. Cry. Nope. Agonizing. An ending? Question mark? Yep. Determination. Grief? Nope. Hooray. Broken? Question mark? Nope. Pain? Question mark? Nope. Tears? Question mark? Nope. Atone? Question mark? Yep. Hooray. Misfortune? Me when I have misfortune? Nope. Tragedy? Question mark? Nope. Infinite? Yep. Defeat? Disaster? Suicide, bam. I didn't used to be so sad. I thought away. Death. Wrath. Yes. Okay. Empty? Nope. Starscape? Yep. Like you committed suicide. Vivacious. I doubt it. Oh. I don't even know what vivacious means. Let's look it up. I'll do it after the video. Disarray. Hurt. Nope. Oh yeah, despise was on there. Perfect Yuri. I know. I want to have sex with her. I forgot my dad watches my fucking videos. Hi, Micah. Glad you didn't run away from on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone's already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Micah. Hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Ah, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Tyra told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you've been planning to just come here or hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, you won't see any end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have the big mouth of someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Okay, I don't really give a shit if it is or not. I'm not a big reader. I don't know. Anything that is a book is technically literature, so I guess it is. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Micah always gives it her best as long as he's having fun. Trust me, I'm having fun looking at these fucking breasts, bro. He helps me with busy work without even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is messy and it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Micah can be good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, even Yuri bought you something today. You know. Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. I made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. Guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. I'll make me happy no matter what. How long have I been recording? 30 minutes, okay. I'm gonna try to do like a long play if my PlayStation will allow it. So, I might do a long play, I might not. I might split this up into 2 videos, but I will like stitch them together at some point. Maybe when I get access to my computer again, I will stitch them back. I can stitch them together. Yeah, I'll make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well, here. You reaches in her bag and pull out the book. I don't want you to feel left out. So the book that I thought you might enjoy. It's short, you read. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. My phone's almost dead. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is a girl actually being so cute? Even if she picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. But you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. What am I doing? I'm supposed to be reading. Sawyer and Monica have a cheery conversation in the corner. Yu's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. Really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more. At the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, it seems like she spelled the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She seems to glance at me. Her eyes meet for a split second. But it only makes her hide from her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Why are you lying? Just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Why are you always lying? Why the fuck you lying? Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about anyway? Well, Yuri closed the book and scans her eyes over the back. Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. It's about this girl who moves, hold on. In and out, Micah, in and out. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Your scene made it sound like it was going to be like a nice story, but that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. You're not a fan of that sort of thing, Micah. No, it's not that. I can definitely do this kind of story, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but in her mind it seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, or their philosophy that they believe in. And suddenly, when you get to the protagonist, they're made to be naive. Oh wait, I did not read that. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. I feel like I should let you know I have this problem when I let things like books and writing feel my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I don't think you really need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, alright? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slipped into the seat next to Yuri. Yeah. Are you sure? Seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with somebody. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book, start the prologue. I still understand what Yuri means about reading in company. I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, but maybe it's a little distracting. But the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? You don't really mean to. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, this should work, right? I sat my desk until it's up against Yuri's, and I hold the book more in between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. I feel like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Holy shit! Boobies! Boobies, boobies, boobies. Micah! Whew. This is as small as it gets. Oh god. Nope. That's too large. I thought that was gonna make it smaller. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. I do the same with my right arm, and on the other side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides under the thumb and flips it to her side. But in holding it like this, we're holding it even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face as she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Oh, sorry. I got a bit distracted for a second. Let's have her at Yuri's face again, and then our eyes meet. I don't know how I'm able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading it, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. That's probably the least I can do. Because you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assumed she finished this page before me, so I turned it by my own volition. Continue reading the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Intimate exchange! Holy shit. I thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. She also second guesses all the time. And she also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid or something. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. You remain silent for a moment. But Micah, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. It's so embarrassing when you think like that. Whoa, wait, hold on. I didn't mean in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't know you were so self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. Okay, everybody. I think it's about time we shared today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Okay. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. Sorry if I haven't been looking forward to this. No, it's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Would you prefer if I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I read a little bit more tonight. It'd be it'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters on your own time. Alright. I stand up, take a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slipped it back into my bag. By the way, do you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so... I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I should probably slow down. I couldn't really find much inspiration, since I'd never really done this before. Well now, someone to share with. I can't wait! Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri's a little bit of wrinkled sheet on loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can always see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. She seems the most experienced, so I shot with her. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really, that's a huge compliment coming from you. It's actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly. Looks at my poem again. Well, I know that! I just meant to, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem, blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. For this reason, I'm unable to tell. It's just that there's specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I've kind of learned to pick up on them. Hold on, I'll try to do something. Once Yuri finds a train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering's completely gone, and it sounds like an excerpt. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing such a simple poem. And it's not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everybody else in the club gives you valuable feedback. That's what can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I should be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. Not sure if you're apologizing to yourself, or to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. Who's calling me? Hello?
Hi.
I gotta wrap this. Alright, I gotta wrap this up pretty fast. Yuri smiled dreamily as it's a rare opportunity for which stuff's kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be such a literature club? Okay, hold on. I gotta lock in. I'm not good at reading, what's it called? I'm not good at reading cursive, but I gotta lock in here. I don't want to look like an idiot. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The cast yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air from the pleasant but living in the past. Breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry for I have such. I could barely fucking read that. That was really good. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I think your handwriting's pretty. Hey, that's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you gonna ghost, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Micah. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more often tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her, okay. I just had like holy shit. This is a good poem, Micah. You sure it's the first time? Of course. I wasn't gonna skip, I just wanted to turn on auto. Oh, you weren't right one at all. I'm really happy you just wrote one. It just reminds me of how much you're part of the club now. Okay, I think right now I'm going to stop for today. Really glad you enjoyed this first part of DDLC. I love you.